So each week when we gather together, we have a time for all ages. And the time for all ages is an integral part of the entire worship service. It's not aimed for just children or just young at heart. It is absolutely, positively for everyone. So this morning, I wanted to talk with you briefly. And what I wanted to talk about was two kids that I used to babysit when I was a teenager. And their names were Peter and Jason. One day when I got there to take care of them, there was a big ruckus that had been happening. And when I got there, they were upstairs in their bedroom with the door closed. And I asked their parents, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, they just had a big fight and now they're upstairs trying to deal with it. So my question for you is, what did you learn in your families, or what did you teach your kids about how to end a conflict with your siblings or others? And I really want you to actually call out the answer, and so that I can actually hear this. This is not a reflective moment. It's a sharing moment. Go to your room. Okay, good. What was that? Go to your separate rooms. Okay. Go sit in the corner. Acceptance. Okay.
My mother once made my brother and me hug each other for 10 minutes on the couch.
Oh, goodness. Hugging each other on the couch for 10 minutes. Any other thoughts about this? Yeah. Sit on your hands. Good.
Leave them alone.
Leave them alone. Okay. Yeah. Listen. Okay. Use your words. All right. So what you can hear here is that there's a whole bunch of different ways that we attempt to address conflict or any kind of issues or fighting with siblings, or maybe what we taught our kids. So what I wanted to talk a little bit about is that whenever any people come together in a group, whether it's a family or in school or in a congregation, is that without fail, we're going to do something that creates conflict. We're going to harm one another by accident, maybe on purpose. There's going to be hurt and heartbreak and leftover feelings of anger. And we don't always have the tools to resolve that with each other. I did notice that a lot of situations here was go to your room and go away. So there wasn't a whole lot of talking to each other about how to solve conflict that we've gotten into. So I want to lift that up because today we're doing something special, possibly risky, and that is that we are going to model some kinds of conflict that members of congregations sometimes fall into. And we're going to learn some tips on how to move through those and try to resolve them. For those of you who are here for the first time, or who haven't been here in a long time, or who just have been coming a little bit, I want you to know that we don't always have skits. Sometimes we do, and this is the first one in a year and a half since I've been here. So part of what we're doing is this congregation has experienced some conflict in the past, and there are some emotions that haven't been resolved. There's some heartbreak, there's some anger, there's some frustration. And in order for this congregation to be ready to call a new settled minister, which is happening in a year and a half, then we as a congregation, you as a congregation, need to learn some skills to help prevent this and or resolve conflict in the future. So I invite you to sit back and enjoy the show, and let us sing out the children.